Hi, today I'm going to talk about how to solve an equation using fraction busting. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at our denominators and determine a number that is a multiple of all of the denominators. The reason that we're trying to choose a multiple that works for all of the denominators is because we want to cancel every single denominator, not just one or two. Looking at 5, 3, and 2, the least common multiple is 30. We're going to multiply each term by 30. I'm going to distribute that to each term. I'm going to take 30 times 1/5 x minus 30 times 2/3 equals 30 times 3/2. Now 30 is not a denominator in this problem. However, it is a multiple. So what I do is I look at the first problem, and I'm going to reduce each of these values. The first term, 5 goes into 30. 5 divided by 5 is 1, and 30 divided by 5 is 6. So I've reduced 30/5 to 6 wholes. 3 divided by 3 is 1. 30 divided by 3 is 10. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 30 divided by 2 is 15. So what I'm doing is for each of the terms, I determine how many times the denominator goes into the least common multiple, and I reduce it. Sometimes it winds up being the entire thing. Sometimes it's just a portion. Now I'm left with 6 times 1x minus 10 times 2 equals 15 times 3. Everything else in the denominator are 1s. 6 times 1x is 6x. 10 times 2 is 20. 15 times 3 is 45. And I have a two-step equation that no longer has fractions. Adding 20 to both sides to isolate the variable term, I have 6x equals 65. Dividing both sides by 6, I get x equals 65/6. Which is almost 11. It's 10 5/6. If I want to check my solution involving this fraction, I take 1/5. My x term was 65/6 minus 2/3 equals 3/2. I'm going to take 5 and divide that into 65. 5 goes into 5 once. 5 goes into 65 13 times. So now I have 13/6 minus 2/3 equals 3/2. I'm going to go ahead and find a common denominator for the 2/3 by multiplying by 2 over 2 so that I can then do the subtraction. 2 times 2 is 4. 3 times 2 is 6. And these are all questionable at this point. 13/6 minus 4/6, I keep the denominator. 13 minus 4 is 9. And this does, in fact, equal 3/2. And the way that I know that is I divide out 3 from both the numerator and the denominator. 9 divided by 3 is 3. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And so I have checked my solution. Not all of these problems are going to have fractions in your checking, but when we start out, the whole goal is to eliminate your fractions altogether so you can get down to an equation that involves just integers. Thanks for watching.